Several prominent Russians, some in Putin's inner circle or high in the Russian Orthodox Church, here we go again, now have been identified as having contact with National Rifle Association officials during the 2016 U.S. election campaign. Now, like a lot of people, or a few people, I don't know anymore, I have been railing against the NRA for it seems like forever because of what it is. It's a white supremacist organization. I don't care how many black members they have. I don't care how many Jews are members. I don't give a shit about any of that. The truth is, it is a white supremacist movement. It is a fascist movement. It is a destructive organization. It is a cult. And the Russians know exactly what it is. Americans don't have a fucking clue. Americans are going, oh, wait a minute, come on, Malloy. They're just trying to protect the Second Amendment. Are you out of your fucking minds? The Second Amendment doesn't need protection. Nobody's ever tried to fuck with it. Ever. Man. But the Russians understand that the membership in the NRA is a cult that is easily manipulated, like most cults. And so they're doing just that. The contacts of the NRA and prominent Russians in Putin's inner circle and the Russian Orthodox Church, these fucking stinking, rotten, phony Christians. God damn you all. The ones there, the ones here. That's the part that blows my mind. And you know that if you've been a regular follower of this podcast or when I had a radio show or Aramir or whatever. What are the Christians doing? Working hand in glove with the fascists, but then they always have. That's not to say that every Christian, no. A lot of good works have been done by nameless sisters in the Catholic Church who gave up their names, gave up their identities, but did good work with people who desperately needed it until the U.S.-sponsored fascists in the countries where the priests and nuns were working, the nuns especially, decided to execute them. And then they did. But I'm not talking about them. You know who I'm talking about. These Christian fascist pigs in this country and in Russia. The reason Putin has identified now so strongly with the Russian Orthodox Church, well, first of all, like most Russians, that's the religion he was brought up in. But the reason he so strongly identifies with it now and supports it financially is because the Russian Orthodox Church is just as fucked as he is. They're one and the same. They're all fascists. You know this. You know this. The contacts have emerged amid a deepening Justice Department investigation, into whether Russian banker and lifetime NRA member Alexander Torshin, a Russian banker who is a lifetime NRA member? What the fuck is that? Whether Torshin illegally channeled money through the gun rights group. Okay, I realize it's journalism. Got to put it that way. To add financial firepower to Trump's 2016 presidential bid. Other influential Russians who met with NRA representatives during the campaign include Dmitry Rogozin, who until last month served as a deputy prime minister overseeing Russia's defense industry, and Sergei Rudov, head of one of Russia's largest philanthropies, the St. Basil the Great Charitable Foundation, or St. Basil. I guess basil is a spice, right? An herb. St. Basil the Great. That foundation, St. Basil the Great Charitable Foundation, was launched by an ultra-nationalist ally of Putin. See? It never fucking fails, does it? You get a bunch of white people, you get several million white people together and give them a dictator and give them a church, and these fuckers are going to go they're going to go full-blown fascist before you can wash the vestments and get the goddamn sacramental wine ready. The Russians, this just fucking, I mean, the Russians talked and dined with NRA representatives, mainly in Moscow. So these NRA fucks go to Russia to work out their dirty shit tricks to destroy democracy here. And the Russians understand what they're dealing with. They're dealing with a bunch of mush heads that are so easy to manipulate. Now U.S. investigators want to know if relationships between the Russian leaders and the NRA went beyond vodka toasts and gun factory tours, evolving into another facet of the Kremlin's broad election interference operation. Hey, for what it's worth, I can give you an answer to that. Fuck yes. Of course. Who believes that the NRA goon squad went to Russia to have vodka toasts and walk around gun factories? Who believes that? Even, now McClatchy goes on, oh, there's so much more of this. I'm not going to get all of it. It's a mind fuck. Even as the contacts took place, Kremlin cyber operatives were secretly hacking top Democrats' emails and barraging American social media accounts with fake news stories aimed at damaging the image of Hillary Clinton and boosting the prospects of Donald Trump. It's a crime punishable with prison time to donate or use foreign money in U.S. election campaigns. But between Jeff Sessions and Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin and the NRA, I think I'm on fairly firm ground in saying there will be no fucking, not only would be no punishment, this so-called investigation being conducted by the Justice Department that Jeff Sessions runs, what do you think it's going to come up with? McClatchy newspapers in January disclosed the Justice Department Special Counsel Robert Mueller was investigating whether Mr. Torshin or others engineered the flow of Russian money to the NRA. The Senate Intelligence Committee is also looking into the matter, sources familiar with the probe have said. The sources spoke on condition of anonymity because the inquiries, which are part of sweeping parallel investigations into Russia's interference in the 2016 election, have not been publicly announced. NRA spokesman Andrew Arulanadam, that's his name, said that the FBI has not contacted the NRA. The NRA, Trump's biggest financial backer, let me repeat that, Trump's biggest financial backer was the NRA, a fascist, racist organization hell-bent on assisting in destroying democracy in this country. Trump's biggest financial backer, Abso-fucking-lutely.